also may have heard of the newest game, Skylanders SuperChargers. Now, we've already spoke to you guys at E3 and at Comic-Con about the latest and greatest when it comes to Skylanders SuperChargers, but I'm assuming you have an update for me now.
We do. We have a big update. So we just announced at Gamescom a few weeks ago that we are bringing racing into the world of Skylanders SuperChargers. So not only are you going to be able to play as a vehicle inside our campaign and story mode, we're also going to allow our players to take to the road and race on land, sea, and sky.
This is a whole new gaming mechanic in Skylanders. So are you guys bringing in a whole new team to work on the racing aspect of it? How does it work when I'm jumping into game? Do I have to choose between the adventure or the race, or am I going to find the race inside the adventure?
So it's a good question. There's two different ways to access the race. You can do it from your Skylanders Academy, which is, again, your hub in between levels, or you can pause at any time and jump into racing that way as well. Basically, our developer, Vicarious Visions, had some people who are dedicated to building a fantastic racing game, and they did an amazing job.
You know you're going to have critics out there comparing it to kart racing games that maybe we've played before. So what is the racing game really like? What kind of Skylanders toys do we need to play the racing games? Do we need to get every single supercharger car? How is that going to work?
So basically, when you buy the game, you're going to get a land-based vehicle. With that, you have access to 2 land-based racetracks, which are packed into Starter Pack. There's also 2 water racetracks and 2 air racetracks packed into Starter Pack as well. You can unlock those if you get a water vehicle or a sky vehicle. So essentially, just with that, you can access all the racing. The racing itself is very battle and combat driven, so you're going to want to be the first to the finish line, but there's all sorts of ways you can grief your opponents and slow them down by attacking them on the road.
You guys have different kinds of Skylanders too, right? Different Skylanders that have different powers. So what's going to happen if I put a Skylander with a heavier power in a vehicle to race? Am I going to kill everybody on the track?
That's a good question. So really, most of your attacks are based on the vehicle you're using, right? The drivers themselves, really they only matter if you supercharge one of your vehicles. So we have 20 new vehicles coming out, 20 new drivers. If you match a driver up with their matching vehicle, you can supercharge that vehicle, give it a few little extra powers and boosts.
Born to burn!